Welcome back, everyone, to Searching for Faith. If you're new here, I'm Tracy, and I'm so glad that you found our channel. We are a community of fellow believers who are on a spiritual journey to discover who God is, what we believe, what His Word says, what God's character is. So if that sounds interesting to you and you would like to follow along with us, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me to have that support from you all. Okay guys, so today's video is going to be a little review on the 2 Galatians studies that I did. I'll also show you some side clips or cutaways of the notes that I took and of me studying a little bit. But the 2 Galatians studies that I did were, it's now, she changed the name, but Faith Womack's Bible Nerd Ministries, I think is what her new name is of her channel and her ministry. It used to be formerly known as How to Faith a Life. But I've had her studies. I bought like basically everything she had except for Ruth, because Ruth is a new study. About a year ago during her Black Friday sales, I think like Black Friday 2023. Yeah, I think Black Friday 2023 was when I purchased like literally all of her studies when they were like 75% off. So I have done now her Bible study boot camp, her theology boot camp, her Acts study, and I've just finished her Galatians study. I did Romans. I think I have one left. I think she might have an Ephesians study, so I think I might have one more study with her. I'm pretty sure I have one more. So I've done all of the studies that she has available except for Ephesians, which I already own, and then Ruth, which I haven't purchased. But I did my own in-depth study on Ruth, and I also used the Daily Grace Code Ruth study, so I don't know if I will purchase her Ruth study. But you never know, I might down the road, but I don't have plans to like right now. But so I just finished, well, I'm gonna do like some in-depth studying like on my own before I share all of my Bible study notes with you in my Bible before we do like a flip through of my Galatians study notes. I'm gonna do some more like in-depth study on my own. But I did finish both the, like I said, Bible Nerd Ministries Galatians study, and I did the 2 studies that Coffee and Bible Time have available. I thought there was gonna be more, but it really only goes through like verses 1 through 10, I think, of chapter 1. So basically, first let's get into the Bible Nerd Ministry study. So like always, her studies are super in-depth. You get 2 different like video types when you sign up for her study. You have a handful of like mini devotionals from her husband that are like maybe 5 minutes. The studies from Faith herself, where she's talking to you directly during the Bible study, are anywhere from like 20 minutes to 40 minutes ish. And then she has several where, in addition to her study that she's doing directly with you, she's also including the study that she did with her Patreon group. And those studies are usually an hour minimum, because she's talking to like a whole group, and then they usually have like Q&A time like at the end of the video. So you're getting multiple videos formats. Like I said, you're getting the format where she's talking to you directly, one-on-one, kind of like the way I am to you right now. And it's like specifically made where she's following a specific outline, of her study of Galatians. And it's not broken up by chapter, it's broken up more by like section or topic. And then, like I said, some of the topics also include a Patreon study that she did like as a group with her Patreon in addition to her study. And then many of them will also have about a 5-minute devotional from her husband included as well. So you'll have 3 different types of formatted videos throughout your Galatians study. And then she also has, I didn't download them myself, but she does have guided notes that you can download to fill out while you're listening to her. I prefer to take my own notes. Like I said, I will flip to and show you like some flip throughs of what those notes look like, so you're kind of seeing all of them. But like I said, I prefer to take my own notes and have my own, style of note taking. But you can, if you don't want to take your own notes, you can download those notes, guides, worksheets that she includes in it. Like all of Faith's studies, I definitely, like, if we're doing like 5 out of 5, like, I give her 5 stars. She is very knowledgeable. She did go to seminary, and she has, you've seen her Bible. If you haven't, go check her out and look at her Bible. She takes very, 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 like, the most in-depth note taker I can, think of. Like, the only person that I can think of that probably rivals her is maybe Amy Murphy. I'll link Amy Murphy on Instagram. I don't think she has a YouTube channel. But, like, the amount of notes that they take, like, in their Bible, is very, very, very extensive. And like I said, Faith has that theological, like, study. She has, like, the seminary degree. So she's got lots of, like, background knowledge, both from her Bible college degree and her seminary degree. And then you also have that added element of having her husband, who is an actual, like, ordained pastor, also providing devotionals. So I feel like, because I've actually seen all of her studies. Like, I've done studies with her where it was more, the whole thing was just her talking to you, like, the whole study. And I know Bible study boot camp and theology boot camp were both like that, where the whole thing, which I also highly recommend, are her just talking to you directly. And then I've also taken ones, like, I'm pretty sure Acts was all Patreon videos, where she just took all of the videos that she did with her Patreon group and repurposed them to create a course out of, which was fine too. She also went into a lot of depth. I will say, I feel like if I'm going to choose between the ones where she's talking to you directly and the ones where she's repurposing Patreon videos, I prefer the ones where she's talking to you directly, because I feel like it's more focused, and like, she's following her outline in a more, like I said, just, like, focused, organized way. Whereas with Patreon, I feel like it's more free-flowing, organic discussion. Not that she probably doesn't have an outline. I'm sure she does for those as well. But I feel like it's more just, like, organically talking about things and going through notes as things, like, come to her mind, and then it's kind of a discussion, a little bit. So I think I prefer the ones that are more direct, more focused, more organized. But like I said, this one, you got both. You got the focused, organized, like, strictly just like we're going through the Bible study videos, and then you got some where it was, like, a more, like, in-depth, like I said, that, like, organic conversation with the Patreon. So you get both formats in this study. So I feel like it was definitely, like, very in-depth, because she gave you, like, more than enough information because of all the different ways that she was giving the information to you. So I'm always impressed with her. I feel like her, her style of notes makes sense to me, and my, like, ADHD brain, so I don't have an issue, like, following her or following her notes. I know, like, when she does, like, the Patreon videos, like I said, it's more organic, it's less organized. She will kind of go, like, have her little squirrel ADHD moments where she'll kind of go off on a tangent, but it's still, like, helpful, meaty information. Do you know what I mean? But it kind of depends on the person. Like, if you want a more, like, focused devotional style with reflection kind of questions, you're gonna want to look at a study kind of like a Daily Grace Co study, where it's giving you more of, like, read this passage and then answer these reflective questions. Like, it's going to have you read a passage, then it's going to give you a devotional, and then have you read reflection questions. It's not going to get as much into the meat of like the context and the background, and that's the same thing. Just repeated myself. But the context and like who wrote it, and like you know, like what the words mean and all those kinds of things. So I feel like definitely if you want a really like meaty kind of Bible study, then Faith Womack's Galatians study is definitely a good one for you. But like I said, it just depends on the person. But if you love her videos, you're going to love her Bible studies. So I do recommend waiting until they're on sale. She does several sales throughout the year. And she does some like really discounted sales. So wait for one of those really deep discounts before you purchase them. But I do highly recommend 5 stars for Faith Womack's Bible Nerd Ministries Bible studies. Okay, so the second Bible study I did, like I said, didn't go as far into it. I think they originally meant to, and I actually emailed their manager, or I think it was the manager for their shop manager, maybe. I can't remember what her title in the email said, but I had to email her because I couldn't find the video on their YouTube channel for like the second part of the Galatians study. So basically the study from Coffee and Bible Time is, I think I was having a scroll moment myself, from Coffee and Bible Time is a series that they were going to start, and there is like a whole playlist on their YouTube channel, which I will link, that's like Bible Time with Johnny, or Bible Study with Johnny, or something like that. And Johnny is one of the sister's husbands, the one that's currently married and has a child. It's her husband. And in the video, they talked about continuing the Galatians study throughout the summer. But as far as I know, they only have those first 2 videos. But I will say that they're really good. So the videos are free. And like I said, I will link them below. There's 2. There's Galatians 1 through 5, and then Galatians 1, 6 through 10. They're only like 10 to 15 minutes each. But what you're purchasing, because like I said, the videos are free, so you don't need to purchase anything. But what you're purchasing is, and like I said, I'll show you also like in where we cut away to it, but what you're purchasing is the printables that go along with the video that is free. I think it was around $5, so it wasn't very much money. But I have to, like, for somebody who struggles sometimes to pay attention, I really liked the guided notes. Like, they were really well done. I'm pretty sure his wife is the one that, like, you know, put the Bible study printable together. But it really flows really well, and it gets you thinking. It, like, specifically follows like his study as he's going, so you know exactly what to fill in the blanks as you go, so you're paying attention. It gives you like a suggestion for how to, like, you know, mark up and kind of do like a verse study of the verses themselves from the scripture, and it gives you that like printout so you can write directly on it. And I actually did mine like backwards. Like I did 1 through 5 first, but I accidentally pasted it in second when I was setting up the Galatians study. But yeah, so lots of really good notes. It gives you suggestions for how to, like I said, how to mark up the scripture itself, how to kind of do your own little, like, you know, verse study, or, you know, verse mapping of the verse. Like I said, it was very, very easy to follow, very good information that really helped you understand what the scripture was saying. So I think they were really, really good. Do I think that I think it might have been $5.99. Do I think $5.99 is the right price for how many pages is each one? So like the 1 through 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get about 5 pages. Galatians 1 through 5 is 1, 2, 3 pages. So do I think they're worth $6 each? Probably not. I think maybe maybe a couple of dollars. But I did like how how it flowed. Like it gave you like an outline and like had places where you could write things in. And I really liked the flow of it and how it helped you pay attention to what the video was saying with the notes. I did buy them when they were like 50% off, so I didn't pay the $6. I paid more like $3 for them. But yeah, I did really like it. My only like issue, I guess, really is that they're so like there's only 2 of them, that they said they were going to do more and that they didn't continue it. And that's kind of disappointing because I think that I don't know if I would buy the printables for all of them, but maybe if they had finished all of Galatians, and then had like a set of printables at a discount, I might consider buying that like for like the whole study. But they didn't continue it. They really only did verses 1 through 10. So that was kind of like the disappointing part, is that I thought it was really good, but it wasn't very much. It didn't give me a lot. But I did purchase more of their studies, and I've already pasted them into my notebook, so I'm going to start them probably next, once I finish studying Galatians. But I'm going to do their Names of God study, which is really more of a resource than a study, but it does have some like passages to study to go along with it, and then some reflection questions that help you study those passages. And then I also got their Holy study, which I pasted everything in. I'm just not sure like how, like what I'm supposed to do with it yet. But I did paste everything from the Holy study into my Bible study notebook, and I'm gonna be diving into that one at some point too. So we'll give you the review of like all of the studies that I did with Coffee and Bible Time, once I finish all the ones that I currently have, and we'll maybe do another little review of Coffee and Bible Time as like a whole. So like the different studies that I've done so far are primarily Bible Nerd Ministries, Coffee and Bible Time, and then Daily Grace Co. Those are the main types of studies that I've done so far. I've also used Faith Womack's resources, as well as Amy Center's resources, which I've shared with you in the past. I just recently got, and I did a flip through of it, but the Women of the Old Testament, I'm hoping that they come out with the New Testament one, which I think she said, she put it in the back of the book. But I was thinking about doing Women of the Bible like study, and using this resource. But I am considering maybe using this for a 2026 study through the Bible and using her book as a guide for that. But yeah, but if you have any other recommendations, I know there's others out there that have good Bible studies. So if you have any recommendations for Bible studies from specific either content creators that I'm not familiar with, or from actual companies, then please let me know, and let me know your recommendations in the comment section below. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. I still need to do my flip through of Acts in my Bible, as well as the flip through of Galatians. Let me know. I can't remember, did I do a flip through of Romans? I can't remember if I did a flip through of Romans. I'll have to check, but let me know if you'd like, when I do the flip through, if you'd prefer for it to be, I do flip throughs of each of them separately, or if you prefer for me to do flip through of all 3 or all 4 once I finish Ephesians. Like if you prefer for me to do Acts, Romans, Galatians, and Ephesians like all at once, or if you prefer to see them separately, let me know. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, obviously give me that thumbs up. The best ways that you can support our channel are by obviously subscribing, liking the video, sharing it with somebody that you think would benefit from this information, and leaving a comment. Engagement is huge right now on all social media platforms, but it really, if you're engaging in any kind of way, just giving a comment, letting me know how you're doing, even just giving me a smiley face emoji, it shows YouTube that people are engaging with my videos, and it helps push our videos out to more people, which in turn also helps spread the gospel to more people. So I appreciate and I thank you in advance for supporting me. And don't forget that God has not forgotten you and we are in this together. So let me know how I can pray for you in the comments section below. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Bye.